Hello and welcome to another Green and Tidy Live, the first Green and Tidy Live from the UK lockdown. I hope you're all managing to stay healthy and at least relatively sane in these very difficult times. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to talk a little bit over the next few weeks about how to declutter and organise in these very strange times that we live in. Because decluttering and organising is even more important at the moment. We're stuck in our homes. The last thing you want is to be tripping over stuff, searching for stuff that you can't find. You want a home that works really well, especially if you get ill. So I had an idea about what I could talk to you about this week, and then a ton of people asked me to talk about exactly that. So that's great because that makes me feel like I'm really in tune with you guys. First of all, I want to give a shout out to some people who commented on my previous video with some of the decluttering and organising that they're doing during this time of lockdown and quarantine and social distancing, etc. So I've got a little list in front of me. So I want to give a shout out to Barbara, who has KonMari'd her bathroom, and to Moogie1947, who is clearing the loft, and to Joan Gollop, who has got all sorts of plans for decluttering, and to Jessie Martelhoff, who's decluttering and getting a load of mending done, so that's like a pile of mending that's been sitting around for ages that she never gets around to, and now she's got the time, so she's going to get around to it. And that's decluttering, right? So you've probably seen my video that tells you about that there are only two causes of clutter, and one of them is unfinished tasks. So a pile of mending that sits around forever and doesn't get done, that is an unfinished task, and by getting that task done, that's decluttering. So nice one, Jessie. And also to Marina Zorzi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who's in Italy and deep in decluttering there too. So well done to all of you and to anyone watching this who is taking on decluttering and organising while you're stuck at home. So the idea that I wanted to talk to you about, like I say, I thought about it and then loads of people asked about it. So this goes out to Claire and to Moogie1947 and to anybody else who requested that I talk about this. I'm going to read you what Moogie1947 said in his or her comment, their comment. They said, I have been clearing the loft of dozens of boxes kept until the guarantees ran out, plus tons of archived paperwork and lots of china and glass and other stuff. But where can I put the stuff to go until we're allowed out of isolation? I have a completely rammed garage and I can't use the spare room in case one of us gets the virus and we need to be quarantined. Right, I hear you. That's a really difficult issue, isn't it? The charity shops are shut, the household tips, municipal recycling places are shut, my Freecycle group has shut down for the duration, yours may have done too, and anyway, people probably feel uncomfortable about going to people's houses and we're all supposed to be walking around as little as possible. So how do you move the stuff on? The fact is, you are going to have to store it, unless you're throwing it away or recycling it, in which case, I don't know about where you are, but certainly here, the municipal collections are still continuing. But anything that you want to send to the charity shop, or you're going to recycle, or you're going to eBay, you're going to have to store it until the end of this lockdown period. So what to do? So that's really frustrating because it means you can sort out the stuff, sort out the space, but you may not be able to actually get the space clear. Now, two things are your friends here: zoning and labels. And a few things are my friends too, and they are likes, shares, and comments, so you know what to do. But in the meantime, zoning. So designate an area of your home where the stuff that's going to leave the home can go. Now, fantastic if you've got like a garage or a loft or a shed where you can store the stuff safely so that it doesn't deteriorate. You don't want it to get damp or nibbled by mice or whatever else might happen to it. But if you've got somewhere where you can put the stuff out of the way, where it's going to be safe, brilliant, go ahead and do that. You might not be in that situation. You might be dealing with the way a client once described it to me, which is like, you know those little games that you can get, little plastic games, which is like a board and it's got squares in the board and you've got to rearrange the squares to make a picture or a word or something. And there's just one square missing to enable you to move the stuff around, you know, things that the other squares around, you know what I'm talking about? So they said, my house is like that, except there's no missing square. So there's nowhere to move anything. I thought it was so brilliant. So you might be in that situation, but you can still do this. The stuff fits in the room right now, so it's still going to fit in the room. You're just going to reorganize it. So you're going to choose an area of the room, probably a corner, where you're going to put the stuff to go, and then you're going to reorganize and declutter, and that corner is going to hold everything that's going to go. Now, if you need to put things that are going to stay there as well, if that's the corner that's going to have to hold a piece of furniture or something, it may be that you have to pile the stuff that's going to go on top, or that you can put the thing that you want to keep on top of the pile of stuff to go. Doesn't matter, so long, if you don't need to access it, it can go at the bottom. But you just reorganize so that you end up with a zone that's got all the stuff that's going to go in it. Okay, and your second friend is labels, because what you do not want to do is get yourself into a situation that actually a recent client that I worked with very recently face to face was in, where she had done a load of reorganizing and decluttering some time ago, and it and put stuff in bags ready to leave the house, and then they'd never left the house, and now that she didn't remember where anything was going to go, and there was like a pile of stuff in the corner of the room, and she was pretty sure most of that was to go, but she wasn't absolutely certain that there wasn't anything in there that got chucked on the pile, so we had to go through it all again. So she had to kind of redo the work that she'd already done, and of course she might make different decisions this time and end up keeping something that she would have let go and not been bothered about letting go. You do not want to get into that situation. So everything that's going to leave the house when this period of isolation, this period of lockdown is over, bag it or box it and label the box or bag. Charity shop, tip, eBay, free cycle, rags for charity, whatever it is, make sure it's very clearly labelled. So when it comes to it, at the end of it all, when this finally lifts, and it will lift, then you just know exactly what's going to happen to that stuff. If it's something for the charity shop or the tip, you can just hand it right over without even opening the box or the bag. If it's eBay or Freegal or Free Cycle, you know what to do. Get the box out and go through it and get that action completed. So I hope that helps. Keep those requests coming in. I'm going to keep covering things to do with decluttering and organising in the time of coronavirus over the next few weeks. Stay safe. I'm thinking of something to be really grateful for every single day, and today I am beyond grateful for my loving friends and family. Part of my survival strategy is to have a good old-fashioned chinwag on the phone with somebody every day, something that's kind of gone out of fashion in these days of social media and smartphones and all these millions of ways we've got to communicate. But now I'm actually talking to people again, and actually that's really lovely. So stay safe, keep washing your hands, keep social distancing, keep in touch, and I will see you in the next Green and Tidy Live. Bye for now.